Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming. It is time for some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today we'll be looking at a game between Vile State and Dragon. We're in the map Shakuras Plateau in the upper right hand spawn location. We have got Dragon as our blue Terran player. And then over here in the upper left hand position, our red Protoss player is going to be Vile State. This is going to be just a single game between these two. As we can see here from the get-go, spawning in that close air position location, it could make for some effective air harass and or drops from either player, as they are not in that cross-positional location. So this is going to make for some drop ships being effective in the back of the resource line, possibly some early Banshee harass, and even the possibility of some Warp Prism harass here from the Protoss player, Vile State. Certainly something that could be effective. But rather than go into conjecture as to what may possibly happen, let's take a look at what's going on right now with the game. Dragon now finishing his supply depot. Here comes the racks at the front after that. He's going to be going for that wall off early on. Now, why is he going to be doing this? Well, just trying to hide some tech, basically. He's just trying to delay or prevent any scouting from taking place. Now, we're going to take a look over here, and we can see the probe scout now moving out for State. And unfortunately for Dragon, that will be arriving very shortly, and I'm not sure if he's going to get that full wall off before this actually comes on through. First grabbing that tower. Now, you can take a look over here. Dragon can drop a supply depot right now. He is not going to be getting a refinery. Looks like he will be going for a 1 racks into expand build, and he can afford to get that second depot before that orbital command, but has decided not to do so, and as a result, the probe is going to make it right on up into the main. And gonna be a full scout anyways. In addition to that, there's also gonna be a bit of harass that unfortunately Dragon just kind of has to deal with as the probe continues to dance his way. First thing he did there is by just going up right there, he had vision of both those Vespene geysers. That allowed him to see whether or not there were any refineries out. And there you go, Dragon actually trapping the probe on the inside, so delaying that. The advantage to it, as we can see there, is that he manages to get a probe kill guaranteed. So unfortunately, State just has to take the loss there, and maybe that's worthwhile. Let him get that scouting. Let him know that you're quick expanding, but you get a free probe kill. And in addition to that, it's not like that quick expand build is that vulnerable. With some bunkers, you're actually pretty good. You only have to really worry about a one base push there. And as long as you can spot that it's coming and defend it by dropping a few bunkers, then you should actually be okay. So it looks like Dragon is going to be doing just that. Here's the expansion. We should be seeing a bunker placed down very shortly. Now back over here, SCV Scout is in the main. And we should be seeing, I'm guessing there's going to be a 1 gate expand here from State. You can see State still just has 1 assimilator. And not having 2 assimilators at this stage in the game pretty much means that it is likely that State will be getting that expansion. So we're probably going to be seeing him save up those resources. Now, what is Dragon going to do? Likely grabbing 2 additional racks here and continuing from there, but he may actually be going for a quick third. You'll see that from time to time. That is very, very risky, but it's something that he may be doing because he's really pulling up those resources. We just saw him drop down a ton. Where from? There it is. My gosh, Dragon going for the third right over here. Very sneaky position. I'm guessing he's going to be flying that right up there. Now we've got some early game aggression coming out here from State, and he's going to be able to do a bit of damage so far, killing off 2 Marines and then heading back home with that Stalker. He's got 1 kill. The Zealot managed to get 1, but he lost his life as a result. Early game pressure. Unfortunately, Dragon's bunker was a little bit late because he spent those resources coming out with this expansion. I don't think this is going to be scouted, but we're going to take a look anyways. Oh my, uh-oh. I'm a little worried. As you can see here, State's checking the map here. He's looking for something funny, and he could scout this. We got a Stalker check in this position as well. This is such a sneaky position here from Dragon. Oh, I'm so impressed. Let's see if the Stalkers manage to catch the edge of that map. Oh man, he gets very close but doesn't end up seeing it. Such a sneaky position, man. This is a great place for you to build a hidden expansion and then lift it up and put it up here. If you guys want to try this in your own game, give it a shot. Back over here, State has decided to go 1 gate expand. He's got 2 additional gateways plus a Stargate coming out after that. Warp Gate research has now just finished. Dragon lifts up that command center. We'll be dropping his SCV and resume mining over here. Should be seeing an orbital command out of that. Oh, it's so amazing there by Dragon. I am thoroughly impressed with the fact that he was able to hide that expansion. Very unfortunate for State in the fact that he wasn't able to scout that. He even checked. He checked all the bases. He just didn't check those little nooks and crannies. And maybe after this point in future games, he'll do that very thing because after you've been surprised, you know what they say, fool me once, shame on... Oh, what? What's going on? Fleet Beacon. This is one of the craziest opening games I've ever seen. A hidden third here from Dragon that goes completely unscouted by State. State opens up, Stargate into Fleet Beacon. Unless he's going super fast Mothership, I'm assuming that we're going to be seeing some carriers here from him. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me. Going to Mothership this early isn't incredibly logical, but also, I mean, getting a Fleet Beacon this early doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. Either way, I'm impressed. Vile State with the early Fleet Beacon. Oh man, we'll have to see how this game progresses here. Supply depot getting destroyed. This is that supply depot that starts off at the corner of that ramp leading into the natural at every expansion. So no, he's not destroying his own supply depot. Don't freak out and be like, Dragon, what are you doing, you fool? And it is a mothership. Wow. We're going to see a mothership around the 10-minute mark. How hilarious is that? Mothership coming out of this Nexus. Going to be Chrono boosted out. And that is just amazing. That's absolutely amazing. In addition to that, he has got these 3 warp gates. We're going to see 2 more gateways, 3 more gateways, 4 more gateways get placed down. So, wow, he's getting a lot of gateways. Look at this, guys. 8 gate total is what he'll be sitting off of on 2 bases, plus that mothership. So what is he not going to have? Well, he's not going to have Colossus anytime soon. He's not going to have High Templar anytime soon. But with that mothership, he's going to hit very early, and oh, Dragon is going to be freaking out. Now, he's got his factory coming through, and his starport should be just about finished. There's a scan, and he has got to notice that that's a mothership. He must notice, because the building is different. Look at that giant, shiny blue coming out of the top of the Nexus. That is a dead giveaway as to what's being built there. You can tell that there is a mothership coming out just from that. I almost expect him to go straight into, yeah, you can see we got a few more racks coming out, and he's going to be trying to get some Marines out here. He really wants to just get a bunch of Marines to be able to snipe that mothership out of the sky. We got a few pylons getting placed down over here. Now we've got this hidden expansion. This is going to help Dragon quite a bit. The fact that he has this over there, and the fact that State has no idea about it, it means he's not going to expect Dragon to have as many resources as he will. You expect him to have 2 base worth of resources when you see 2 bases. Now, if you don't know about a 3rd base, that means you don't expect him to be able to reinforce and have as many units as he will. So that could really help Dragon quite a bit during this push, as State is going to expect X, but he's going to get X plus a bit in terms of the capabilities of his opponent. And we'll have to see how Dragon ends up faring here. But here's the mothership in play already, starting to do some damage and bringing those cloaked units forward. Now Dragon will be dropping a turret to try to assist with dealing with those cloaked units, but this is just one of the most zany openings I've ever seen in any game, and I'm really excited. Scan gets dropped down, checking for any possible cloaked units. However, they were holding back there for a moment. Now that the scan's about to dissipate, they head on forward. We see that missile turret. There is a stim going down. And what we have to worry about here is the mass recall in the main base. Unfortunately, a little bit too far off the edge, and a couple of those units get trapped at the bottom there. But right now, we've got a ton of sentries inside the main, going to start tearing through these production buildings. We've got a factory scout moving across the map, going to be looking for reinforcements. However, those reinforcements will be warped in over here. A couple reinforcements heading from this direction. Now we're going to see some massive force field there at the ramp, preventing any units from the bottom being able to get an assistance. But lots of stimmed up bio in the main, doing a ton of damage. And unfortunately here for State, he's taking some pretty massive damage, pulling back to where he's still got that cloak research, trying to pull on forward. This one bunker about to get dropped. Mass repair, helping it out quite a mass repair, so effective. Look at how long that bunker is staying in place. We get some stimmed up out, moving over here with the SCVs, trying to overwhelm those stalkers, pulling back, trying to maintain that cloak as long as possible for his stalkers. Finally able to bust through that one bunker. Second bunker gets dropped, and the Protoss player State continues to work through Dragon's forces. Another scan goes down, and he's going to finally be able to mop up the rest of those stalkers. Mothership wants to pull back. You have a Viking in play, and that's going to prove to be a little bit of a headache. Bio pushing from the top side. State must be thinking, man, I've done so much damage. I killed off a bunch of production buildings. I killed off a lot of SCVs as well. We'll take a look at the workers killed. 19 workers killed. In fact, State has gotten this game, and he thinks he's in a much better position than he is because he doesn't know about this expansion. He doesn't know the Dragon can actually afford to be continuously pumping out units. Look at that production tab. It's still going and going and going. And State probably thinks that he's got this game in the bag because he doesn't know about that extra income. alluded to this earlier, and it's really starting to show to be true here. It looks like that mothership did get taken out. I'm assuming it was the Viking that managed to be the demise of that. And State's going to continue to push forward. The problem is, though, that he's just got gateway units, and this bio is very well against that. He doesn't have any High Templar. He's got no Colossus either. And he's probably super confused right now as to how Dragon's even able to slightly fend this off at all. More SCVs pulling forward, more bio assisting. You got those medevacs healing them up. Nice little micro there, picking up that medevac, picking up that marauder in the medevac as he was getting target fire down. Some more reinforcements of Viking landing on the ground to assist as well, and Dragon just trying to stay in this game as long as possible. We get some more warpins coming from State here. Stalkers continuing to push forward, lifting up the supply depots, holding them out there for just a moment longer. Dragon now lifting up that order of command, and here again, State's like, all right, I got this game. You can see he's not transitioning at all. And I'm a little concerned with that fact. The fact that he's not transitioning means that he thinks he's got this game in the bag, but I'm not so convinced that that is the case. Even though he's done significant damage, they're about even in terms of resources lost. And although 60 workers have been killed, again, State also still has no idea about this expansion. He thinks the Dragon is mining off of one base, but he's still got this base free and clear over here, and it's having a good time getting a bunch of resources. So Dragon continues to pump out that bio. And, you know, he's still got some resources flowing free here. Should be producing more SCVs out of there. Would really like to see that. He's got enough bio to deal with this without issue. And we may be seeing a counterattack soon. To be perfectly honest with you, I wouldn't be too surprised if sooner or later we saw one of those medevacs lift up some of that bio and pull on back home. State's now a little bewildered, I'm assuming, as to what's going on. You can see him pulling back with his forces. He's like scratching his head. How the heck did Dragon defend? And how is he still in this game? We're going to finally be seeing that transition as the robotics is getting dropped right over here. And we should be seeing immediately after that the Colossus tech in that robotics facility. Once that gets dropped, we'll be seeing that bay come down. And he'll be coming out with that Colossus tech. And then from there, you know, he'll try to deal with some of that bio. But look at this. Dragon landed back at his natural expansion. Taking a look at the number of workers. 29 SCVs as opposed to the 54 probes. But we do have some mules going on, and that's keeping Dragon comparable in terms of his income right now. And again, this base is still in the free and clear, and still State just has not the faintest idea about it. In fact, he's finally scouting out, coming out with another base, and that's going to be dropped right over here in this position. He's assuming that Dragon will be scouting over here when he looks for a third, and when he doesn't see anything, just kind of hoping that he doesn't check this position over here. Natural gets saturated, starting to get saturated, and we're going to start to see Dragon pull ahead in terms of minerals being gathered now that he's going to have these 3 bases up and running here. And more medevacs coming out. We finally have weapons level 3 coming out, all the while that the whole, all those shenanigans were taking place. Dragon was keeping up on his macro, getting those upgrades, and I want to see that drop, and there it is. I expected that counterattack, and here it comes. He realizes he's got to do some damage. Walking right past the Observer, though. So State knows this is coming, and he's going to actually follow those medevacs. He says, hey, boy, I need to see where that's going. He's got a bunch of stalkers warping in, trying to snipe. He's going to try to snipe some of those medevacs out of the sky before they're able to land and actually drop their cargo and do too much damage. And that, he's probably going to be able to succeed in that, actually. Factory trying to come out here with some Hellions. Did he actually do anything with that? No, has so far only killed one worker this game. Looks like that drop's going to come in the corner or maybe over here at the third. We got some workers transferring on over as he's getting very low on resources in the main as well as the natural. Medevacs haven't landed yet, and they're going to go right in the corner over here. Now watch these force fields take place in just a second. Trying to prevent much pullback at all from that bile. Stimming up though, and this is 4 medevacs worth of bile. That is a lot of damage, lots of DPS. He's going to tear right through the Stargate in a matter of seconds. Force fields delaying him a little bit. Going to delay him forever though. State just trying to buy some time until he gets some more reinforcements in. At the same time, we got a push moving straight across the map. He's got some medevacs with this. This bio is going to continue to do damage. He still doesn't have any Colossus in play. Again, that gateway tech is not that effective against this bio, especially with these upgrades. He is 2-2, just about to get weapons level 3. State has got no upgrades. This is all of a sudden looking really bad for State. Now he's going to do some damage. Never mind, that Colossus gets sniped out immediately. Bio of Dragon hits the third, and that is a goner. Nothing he can do to save that. Looks like he might mop up finally the forces in his main. He's just about to lose this Nexus. See you later. Pulled back actually to kill a few probes as they were trying to retreat. Drops the Nexus, and all of a sudden it looks like it's Dragon's game. Unbelievable game. This game has been nuts, and although it's not necessarily over right now, I really feel like Dragon has it in the bag. He did pretty significant damage with that drop, and taking out this was the biggest thing. Let's take a look at that income. Huge advantage right now for Dragon. And what a turn of events, opening up with that mothership doing so much damage. I know I sound like a broken record. It's the sole fact that State had no idea about this expansion. If he had scouted that being built down here, or if he had scouted this at all, he could have just built a pylon here, warped in some zealots, and demolished this. But that didn't happen because he had no idea about it. And that's really that. Unfortunately enough for him, not knowing about that expo really proved to be his demise. He's checking over here for an expansion. Already got some spectators leaving the game, and that's because, as I'm predicting right now, the game's pretty much over. State has really lost it. I mean, look at it. He's even contained right now by Bio. You don't really see Protoss players getting contained by Bio very often, but it's happening right here. State can't leave his base. He can't drop another expansion. More Bio moving across the map. He's gonna try to push on up, dealing with some force fields. We still got that Colossus, which can do some damage, but Dragon, we got that huge advantage in terms of army supply right now. We got a bunch of workers that are about to get torn through, and State calls a good game, and what a game here between State and Dragon. Really just an unbelievable game here between State and Dragon. It really seemed early on like State may have won the game, but unfortunately for him, not knowing about that hidden third expansion of Dragon forced him to lose. He just wasn't expecting the income, and as a result, the amount of units that Dragon could afford to defend, and ended up losing because he didn't prepare for that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks again guys, keep watching and keep owning.